What's up, YouTube? So I wanted to talk to you guys here about the Bazaar. It's going to be coming out. It's a new, like, TCG, like, deck builder. Like, it's a whole new genre of game. He's obviously here. This is the official trailer for it. It's going to be coming out on October 30th as, in a sense, early access, but they're calling it closed beta. From what I learned, it's working like an early access because if you buy the any of the founders packs, but the first one, you'll get access to the game. If you buy the first one, then you get an extra code as well for a friend, and then you get a bunch of little extra skins and stuff like that for your characters and all that in the game, and little dart boards and whatever else. But yeah, this is the Bazaar Through the Ages, or it's the Bazaar, but I think the video is called like Through the Ages, and it's made by Reynad and his friend.
All right, Ben.
Ben.
We're making the first.
And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it, but I am going to be making, hopefully, if I really like the game, because this is like the game I've been asking for a long time, because it's like a mix of auto chess. It's a mix of like Hearthstone Battlegrounds and like Slay the Spire. And like the way the system works is like Destiny Trials, where like every time you do fight a PvP opponent, because it's like a continuous world thing, but it's asynchronous, so it's like I can leave and then come back, and then the game is still going, right? So just let me give you like a rundown of it, just a real quick, kind of like an easy rundown, because this video kind of like describes it, but like places things in different points. It's asynchronous, so and then it's like auto. You build, you do like a roguelite. It's a roguelite too. It's just like Slay Spire and stuff, where it's like you have the three choices and you could choose between, or three choices of shops, and each shop has their own choices and they're themed based on what character you picked. So like the pirate character is like these pirate-based people you would buy things from and everything like that, because obviously the Bazaar, it's not like Hearthstone or every other game where it's like one side versus one side, I'm gonna kill you. It's like it's like a bunch of merchants and they're trying to outsell each other. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of the theme of it. Yeah. And then the cool thing is you could leave and come back, and if you're 8 wins deep, you need that 9th win, just like Trials. I think it's 9. It's either 9 or 10 wins in a row, and then you you get it. I think if you finally lose, obviously it takes a tick down, but like I think you have a certain amount of prestige as well. So I think that prestige is like how much you can keep losing. I think you lose 3 or something like that every time you lose.
And then we got rid of the decks. So anyway, we're gonna play it now. Finally, it's just been an idea.
Yeah, it's a TCG where they got rid of the decks.
What do you
It's
expect?
gonna be broken. It is going to be dysfunctional.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be some broken mechanic that makes it borderline unplayable. But who knows? Maybe it'll be fun. Let's try it out. So a couple years ago, when I decided to make a game, first thing I did was buy a bunch of these blank playing cards on stream. And together with chat, we
So
sat
this is
down,
going
took some
through from
Sharpies,
beginning to
basically
end.
made a
Their
card set.
starting process in
And
their
the card
first
set had a lot of
video,
pretty basic
and then like
monsters
it's like
and items
sliced
that
up
you
all the
buy,
videos
a
going
lot like
through.
this.
You're gonna see the early stuff, and now you're gonna see like the final portion in the end, or like midway through the video.
This is one of the first early renders of what we thought the game board might look like. This is not alpha.
So if the game did look like this, I admit it looked dumb, and that's why he said this is not what the like game board is gonna look like. You know what I mean? Like this is like obviously like the way he has it set up, you would be like, oh, that makes sense now why he did this. One side versus one side, and then how everything kind of like looks, it's kind of there, but then drastically change. And I'll just say right now, the game looks like already as good as Hearthstone.
Not beta.
From what I heard from other people who played it, and when you play it's different than what just looking at it. The polish of the game is like better than Hearthstone. So let's see.
Game will look nothing
Hearthstone
like
is
this.
probably
This is just
Hearthstone, Legends of Runeterra are probably the cleanest. Like clean, like kind of like, you know, have that people always put Overwatch on a pedestal. Even if you don't like the game, you have to admit it's very freaking clean and polished. That's pretty much what this game is for card game or online TCG deck builders.
The original board we started out with, which looked more like this.
So this still looks
starting
pretty
on
good.
turn 1, in the original game, you would have a deck, a discard pile, 5 cards in your hand, and you would see 6 piles on the board. 2 monsters here. It was a lot of stuff right out of the gate.
It's a lot. It's really
turned out
cluttery.
to not be that good of a video game. After looking at
If it came out like that, I mean, I'd play it, but it's just a game you would forget about.
a few different black and white sketches,
This is July 2020. This is during COVID. You
around,
know they went crazy during COVID and just grinded.
And compared to the board that we started out with,
Okay.
this one is just
Look, that looks a lot better, and the game looks like you could probably like get a board that looks similar to this. And how it is now is kind of like, what's a game? I think Legends of Runeterra, where like half of the board is your side and what you buy, like a skin, and then the other side is theirs. Pretty sure that's how it is now.
Beautiful and simple.
Oh, okay, so here you go. Here's the characters. We're only gonna have 3 for the start of, in a sense, early access, but let's just say closed beta because that's what they're saying. For the closed beta, we only have 3 characters, and they're gonna be adding them slowly up until the January release. In December, it is open beta. That means everybody could just download the game and play, but it's still in a beta state in a sense of things can change. They're still adding stuff to it. But yeah, we're going to have, I think Mac is not there. I know Vanessa's there. Engineer is now Dooley, and Dooley's there because you got a Dooley skin. So Vanessa, they got a trailer, so Vanessa's confirmed. Dooley's in there because you literally get a skin. Oh, you get a skin for Vanessa and Dooley, so automatically confirmed. I do not know the third character, but I think it's the pig guy because the pig guy's on every single cover art. Mac is somebody I'm interested in playing. I'm interested in playing Vanessa. I'm interested in playing the Pygmalion guy. I don't know who this is. I haven't seen them. I need to look at the website to see if they're there. But yeah, Dooley is the most complicated. So if you like somebody who's insanely complicated, you'd probably like that character.
It's very different from what we had before, but pretty cool, we think.
So, okay, this is how it is. So it's auto combat, but you're like building in a sense, like it's like auto chess. Like you set up your field, and hopefully the combos are going off in the way that you set up smartly. Because if you don't set it up smartly, and there's abilities too. So you have the actual character's abilities, and then you have the actual thing. And it's not just like 1 or 2 abilities. It's like, I think you have to actually choose your abilities. So I think sometimes you could like choose your abilities in place of a character, like in place of something you would put on your board. And, there's things like, this is not how it is going to be. It's like now there's like numbers on the top, and it'll say like ×2, meaning that thing, whatever it is, ×2. So it's like 305 ×2 because it attacks twice, it's double the damage. You can get up to like ×5 on things. So 5 times the damage. And like people not having 50 health. Now it's like you get to like 7,800 health and things like that. So that's like by like day 15 because that's the day cycle. They go by day cycle. So when you see later on, just kind of it's like a lot to this game. But when you actually first play the game, they actually have like a tutorial portion in here where it's like explaining the game to you, because if they didn't have that, no one would play this game because it's just so complicated. Which it's cool. I mean, like finally there's something different where there's like no one knows except for the people who got to play beforehand and me, who's been nerding out on every single like video he's made so far, to like really understand like the game ahead of people, you know what I mean? And there's people in the Discord, official Discord, that are like theory crafting and doing all this and third. But like other than that, like no matter is this theory crafting in it, no one's really got to actually play it and figure out what's strong. It's a beta. They could totally just nerf a bunch of things and add a bunch of things and flip the whole meta. And then these only get 3 characters. When they add more characters, it could completely change the game again. So that's
all right.
Yeah.
Some of these early fights are kind of, I don't know, just kind of funny to me. I can't wait until we have the proper visual effects in here and everything.
The game looks a lot different now.
Oh, it's so painful. Please get Boomerang.
It looks even like this still looks decent, but it looks way better than this. And everything has like shapes to them. It's not just like, oh, I fit a bunch of stuff on here. Some things, if they're the insanely highest costs, they're gonna be taking up the most space. And you can fit some things that are mad cheap, but they're really really great support for what your build is. And then they don't take as much space. So you could like mix and match your board to try to make as much space as possible to get the most out of your build. You know, you can't just slap like all the most highest cost things in there and think, oh, I'm gonna win. You have to take some lows and some highs and then make your build that way. And you're making your build progressively through the days. It's not all literally taking days, but that's what they call turns, or that's what they call like a new game. So every time I fight a new person or a new AI, or if I go to the shop, or if I go to it's a new day, and hopefully by like day 15, day 20, and this is how they match you. It's asynchronous. It's like Destiny Trial. So I'm gonna be fighting somebody who's on like let's say like day 10 to like day 15, and they're also on like their 9th win. Or they need their 9th win, whatever. Like, I'm fighting somebody who has 6 wins. I have 6 wins. They have 6 wins, and we're around the same day. So it's not like I'm just stomping somebody who just started. Like somebody who literally just hit play for the first time, and then it's their new build, and they're going in. Like a new run, like a fresh Destiny Trials run. I'm gonna keep bringing up. That's the only thing I can kind of relate to how they're doing it.
Once we add all the bells and whistles and sound effects and all the little touches, and once all that stuff's in there.
So okay, here's a shopkeepers. So because the person he picked is themed like this is his shopkeepers. You buy weapons from her, you buy items from this person, and whatever, you know what I mean? And then there's like the cheap vendor you always buy stuff from. The weapon vendor usually isn't the one you buy cheap stuff from. And then there's like another person, which I don't really know the third one who it is, but yeah. And this is the stuff that they buy. This is more closer to what it is now, but it even is more different than this, I'm pretty sure. But this is definitely closer to what it is now. See how there's like, this one has a gigantic shape, these have small shapes, these ones have like 65 damage, 65 damage, 65 damage, 144 damage. Everything's cooldown based. So if you have things that give you haste, like if you ever played like Slay the Spire or anything like that, something like it speeds you up, like speed and like gachas or like RPGs or haste, whatever it is that like speeds up your cooldown, speeds up your things turns, and they keep going off. So like if you have like something that's like 800 attack power plus times 2, and then you have something that gives you like 2 different things that give you haste that are like, this one may give your whole board haste, and then maybe like another cheap thing over here that gives you haste, and then that thing is attacking them mad fast. You know what I mean?
Different now, unless it's a different mode. No.
And you're not attacking his board, you're attacking his HP bar. And then so you have things that give you armor, things that give you whatever. You have abilities. Your abilities can go in and do stuff to him too.
It's the same game I said it would be, 2 years ago. It's just it has like the variety of encounters now.
It's crazy that within like 2 years the game went from booty looking to really good looking, and still not even close to what it looks like now, 2024. That was like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like everything looked.
Time for yet another world reveal here at the OTK Games Expo, and this one I've been excited for ever since it was teased about 3 years ago.
That's crazy that people didn't even know they showed this at their game show thing, that they had like, because the OTK is going to be doing this every year. RIP to Asmongold's career, even though he's probably gonna bounce back, but even though he's crazy he started this, but yeah, I'm not gonna go into that. It's this that they had this there, you know what I mean? Oh man, it's too much money. But I would say like if they had this at the Game Awards, like little indie showcase section where you don't have to spend as much money, because they have a game on their hands, dude. Like, they're going to have their own marketplace. They're going to have trading. They're going to have, like, all this other stuff, dude.
Let's get ready for
and it's like imagine Steam Marketplace, pretty much. And I think it's literally just for skins, because all the cards and everything you get is in the game tied to characters. Like, when a new character comes out, 200 new cards come out, because that character has their own things. So that's why we're only getting 3 to start off with, because they want to polish everything up, because when they put the character in the game, it completely changes everything. It's not just like, it's like when they add a whole new set to like Hearthstone.
Ever look
when they add
at the Bazaar,
like a whole new set to any TCG, one character does that. So they can't just add like 1,000 characters. Look how cute Dooley is. The girl with the multiple arms, I think she might be somebody important later, like a Bazaar lady, but I don't think so. This is Pygmalin. Dooley, Pygmalin. I think the girl with the pink arms, but he sounds so familiar. Did they get the Pete from Disney to do that? That sounds like Pete from like Goofy's stuff. And like the Mickey villain. That really sounds like Pete. Okay, this is what the game is pretty much going to look for us. There's ranked, there's normal queue, and then you have the characters. And you choose your characters on the left, and then they're probably going to have their own section when they add even more characters to the game. And this is exactly what it's going to look like in-game now. These are like the finished graphics. So this is just like history of the thing. You can see all these type of videos on their channel. Pretty much just a montage of all the videos. But there's way more. Like there's so much videos, and like each video is like an hour long, and they go into detail like during their dev process. If you get like really addicted to this game, you can just sit there and for hours on end and watch all those. But yeah, see how this thing ×2, meaning it hits 3 times. This is ×3, but it has a green bar. It could be like a heal or something, you know what I mean? This thing has 15, looks like 15 like armor even, and then it has like a 0. I think like the red always means damage, green might mean like healing, and then I think I don't know what yellow means yet, but I know for sure red means damage. So here, deal damage, red, damage equal to 10% of your max health. Multicast 2, multicast, meaning it happens 2 times before it goes on cooldown. 12-second cooldown. There's things that haste, so you have a shorter cooldown on things. Sells for 6 gold, so he sold it, got his gold back, and then he can buy more stuff when he goes to the shop. This thing has 46, so it's like 46 damage now because it's 10% of his health, and then ×2. I want to see when he hovers a yellow thing. I can't remember what the yellow is. I don't know why. So 60 healing. When you sell an item, give this +1 value. When you have increased max health equal to 10 times this item's value. So that gives him HP. Oh shoot, he went fast right here. Or shield. There you go. Armor. It is armor. And then these are like little bounties. It's literally like a roguelike. Like every time depending on who you talk to, they'll give you different things. Like choose an enchantment location to visit, and like, or like just straight up buy items. But then what if you already like your items for now? Like, you know, all right, then you have a shopkeeper for this, and then you have a shopkeeper for this. So I like that. It's cool. It gives you different things, so you're not always stuck with like, I guess I have to think about what improves my board better. You know what I mean? Like maybe choosing the enchantment location or choosing a free diamond item would be better, you know? Alright, now the enchantment location. Enchant a weapon with deadly. Alright? Enchant an item with shielded. Enchant an item with icy. So it's, instead of like replacing something on your board, like Hearthstone Battlegrounds and TFT, I'm adding like elements to my board that improves my board already because I already like what I have. I don't want to replace it. So because of this, there you go. Adds deadly. I think you do this to select the item that gets deadly. Yep. And look. It gives it new, like a whole new animation. Dude, this is what I'm saying. Why is this game as good as Hearthstone? And it's moving. It's moving. It's not even just like some static red they just threw on there. It's not just like, oh, now it's highlighted red. Or like the border is different. Or like whatever. Nope. It's literally an actual graphic. Depending on what you choose there, it's going to change the graphic of anything you have. Every single weapon in the entire game and all future weapons, that enchantment or something will, you know what I'm saying? Always will get that cool different art. See how it's like boom? And how it's moving? Look at that, man. Okay, and a deadly. 50% crit chance. So now it deals damage equal 10% of your max health 2 times with a 50% chance to crit. And then I think crit is dealing double damage. The chance for an item with a cooldown to critically hit, doubling its damage, or heal, or its shield, or its joy. I don't even know what that does. I need to go back and remember that. I've watched so much I don't really remember. Burn, obviously damage over time. Poison, damage over time.
I should warn you, I'm not like...
So this is when you go into, after you do the steps, you finally go into a PvP match.
Other Jabalians.
This is what that is. You get to see what their character is. I think you even get to see kind of like what they're going with here. I think it was like you got to see like their prestige and stuff. No. I can't remember. There's something somewhere where it was like you get to see kind of like their prestige. But yeah, so right now you have 2 wins and 1 prestige. I think if you have 0 prestige, you're dead. Like, you lose. So if you lost right here, you would lose. So now this is how it is. All the different effects. There are different items that they have on top of these.
Next time, boys.
He was annihilating them.
More plunder.
So because she's a pirate, everything she has is either pirate looking or ocean looking. So it's like the ocean life or literally like pirate based themed cards. I guess I might try Pygmalion first, I guess, because it's either Pygmalion, Dooley, or Vanessa. I'm pretty sure Pygmalion, like he's ready playable here. So it's Pygmalion, Dooley, or Vanessa. This is Dooley right here. So I probably gotta go with Pygmalion. Dooley's the hardest character. So Dooley has like this thing where it's like it can like change. It's like you have to be able to play 3 complete different play styles, and all those play styles have their own cards that they go with Dooley, and it always like changes like every single time. It would be like what you have to be able to pivot into. This is why Dooley's so hard. Dooley's if you go on the website, he's literally 1 off of the highest difficulty. He's like 1 or 2. So this is a sandstorm, like there's like a weather effect. I think there's a card in here that's literally triggering it from Pygmalion's side. And I'm not sure why Dooley's side has like a giant shielded effect over his thing, while Pygmalion looks like he's kind of suffering from the sandstorm. And then he lost that shield effect and started losing health, but he started losing health first. So maybe your own effect could backfire on you. Here's something where it's like a big card. Heavy armor or heavy combat armor. Large weapon cores, they always tell you, so that if you get something that's like here buffs your weapons, just specifically a weapon. If you need something that's a core, it's specifically a core, and it's a large type, so it probably takes up a lot of space, you know what I mean? 4-second cooldown, so it gets his attack off really fast compared to something else we saw earlier. I think the hammer was like a 12-second cooldown. Deals 25 damage, has 53 shield, slow 3 items for 2 seconds. When you use an item to the left of this, give plus 50 damage for the fight. When you use an item to the right of this, give this plus 50 shield for the fight. Shield blocks damage, ignored by poison, and reduces burn damage by 50%. So that means poison, it does like, in a sense, like true-ish damage, I guess? I never really looked into like, I've been like trying to binge all his videos, and there's so many where it's like, he might talk about these in like random videos, and he has some videos explaining the items and things like that, so kind of learned some. That's what I'm saying, I'm learning that like everything I can. Slowed items are charged 50% slower, so just like 50% more of this will be 6 seconds now. So if this got slowed, it'll be a 6-second cooldown. If that hammer got slowed, it's a 12-second cooldown. It'll become a 18-second cooldown.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
It's literally just like R2-D2 sounding. Everyone else has like in really cool lines and just makes a bunch of cute robot sounds. Okay, see how everything's doing certain things? Like this might be benefiting this, or like might be giving haste buffs. So you see everything kind of flying and doing different things. Like maybe an item is always, every time it does something, it triggers and it slows something on your enemy side. So usually, yes, you're supposed to be hitting them, but sometimes you'll be hitting the item, you know? See, this thing affected a bunch of his items. Every time it went off. Boom, hit him directly. Boom, it's gonna hit him directly. This is gonna do this. And it's confusing. It was confusing me too. The boom hits a crit, like bigger explosion of like number 10, like of the font. Bold, super bold font. But like it's confusing when you look at it because you're just like balls are flying everywhere and you don't understand what's happening. But once you actually play it, you're like, oh, this all makes sense. But even from a viewer's perspective, hopefully they make a video later. Also note, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, big 4, 5, 6, 7, big 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's supposed to be 10 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's 10 wins total. And then you are the winner, you know? Look at this being 625. That's about to hit him hard, watch. Boom! See how, so you have to do it a certain way. It specifically tells you, if something does a specific thing to my left, I gain this. And if you put the other one that does something for my shield on the right. And it kind of makes it easy for you too. It literally is just like this on the left and this on the right. But you just, it's whatever it says you just do. So you put this, so every time they went off, it kept buffing it and buffing it and buffing it and buffing it, and just boom, hits them super hard. At the end, it finishes them off. Everything was whittling her down, and then that finished her off. Jules Cafe gives a temporary boost. So this is like the pirate's perspective. Upgrade your love most item, boom. And then, so like Cache of Riches, gain 3 gold. Jules Cafe, get a temporary boost. Boom, got a boost. Give your weapons a boost. Give your items plus 20 heal for the rest of the day. Gain 10% of your max health for the rest of the day.
Experience is treasure.
Sell skills or rerolls.
I will share mine with you.
Okay, so here you go. Haste. When you use an aquatic item, haste a weapon for 1 second. Up to 2 seconds now. So I think they already have this crashing waves. So you have crashing waves. If you get it again, it upgrades it. So now it's gonna go from, now it's 2 seconds. When you use an aquatic item, haste a weapon for 2 seconds. So it comes, it's the cooldown goes down by 2 seconds. So if you have like 6 seconds left and then this happens, right? When another aquatic item gets used, bam, it hits one item, it hits one weapon, I mean, and it puts it down 2 seconds. Now it's like a 4 second cooldown instead of the 6 seconds it was on, or 3.9, or whatever like the math comes out to when the time finally procs, you know? So it's just, now you get attack faster and faster. That's why haste is really good, but you have to make sure it matches what you have. If you don't have an aquatic item, then obviously it's never gonna work. The first time you fall below half each fight, your burn items have their cooldowns reduced by 50% for the fight. The first time you use a large item each fight, give adjacent weapons plus 30 damage for the fight. So maybe if he has like 3 large items, or like it just boom, you know, that's really good, you know? Re-rolled it, so you can re-roll just like an auto battler, ETFT, everything, and then you get new choices. The first time you use a large item each fight, gives adjacent items plus 7 burn for the fight. That one plus the other one with the burn thing, they probably would have went together, but probably won't choose this one. The first time, because you don't have the other one. The first time you use a larger item each fight, slow 3 items for 5 seconds. Meaning now it takes 5 seconds longer to get that item's cooldown off again. That's really good too, I think. Your leftmost tool has multicast. So if you had like a really broken big item here, imagine now you just attack twice with it. Or it gives you health twice. The first time you use a large item each fight, give adjacent items plus 15% crit chance for the fight. That's really good too, but that multicasting is really good. So it depends what your leftmost item is. So maybe you're playing her, you might always put like a really good thing over here. That's Kripparrian, I learned. So Kripparrian was in the Family or Friends test. I think Kripparrian has a video too about this.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
I love it. Look at you. There's even motion with the character. And these are the different skins. So this is default, and this is a skin. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure this is skin was default. So like some things are multicasting, some things are frozen. So meaning they're taking even longer to get their cooldown off.
No ball.
So he lost. So he lost to Kripparrian.
I am the last daughter of House Corzina. No defeats can.
And then at the end of your entire voyage, right, or your entire whatever you want to call your journey, it tells you you had like 9 wins, silver victory, because that's obviously if you have 10 wins, it's gold. You have the highest amount of wins. In Destiny Trials, you went flawless, you know, whatever. This is what you ended off with. This is your health. This is your prestige, whatever, your gold left. These are your abilities.
Take that.
They might add more to that, but hey. And then Apprentice Merchant, meaning this is his rank. Apprentice Merchant 4. Or it might be a title, but this is his rank right here. Something 4. Maybe Bronze 4 or something. I'm glad they have ranked already, though. That's really good. They learned... I don't know why games... It's like... This is made by a dude who was a pro Hearthstone player. You know that you can't have a game of a competitive variety, right? This game is like people are going to get sweaty in. People are going to... You know what I mean? They call it the first hero builder because there's no game like this, really. Like, there's a bunch of games that are kind of like this. Even games after they kind of announced it and what their plans was, people got inspired and kind of made games like this. But this is the first, like, true game like this. Like, those games, I think there's like 2 games similar to this ish, but they're like the most jank looking indie games ever made. So like this is like to me the first, just because they like oh my god, I saw that, now I'm gonna put my game out, like make a game in like a week and throw it out there, like But yeah, so grand access to the beta, closed beta, October 30th. Cheapest pack is $33. Gives you and a friend access to the game. It gives you like 2 skins, I think. It's like 2-3 skins. You get a Vanessa skin for sure, and like 1 or 2 things. It's gonna be on PC and it's gonna be on Apple, Windows and Apple, and then it's also gonna be on phones later. They said. I'm not sure. I think they said maybe on. No, I'm not going to put their words in their mouth, but I mean, it could come to console later. But I know for sure they said mobile. They said in the Discord, I saw somebody put in the Discord because if somebody asked a question, and then saying the community manager said that. And then I'm pretty sure Reynads and a bunch of videos saying that he was doing that. So that's like, I mean, like, why would you not, you know? I know for sure on their website it said something about not putting it to Steam though, because they have their own marketplace and it's harder to put that into this Valve marketplace. They would pretty much, Valve would have to take this as a game, and I don't think Valve would do that. You know, they probably could have, you know, but they're already at the damn near end. You know, they don't need, this is they're the publisher and developer, you know, so it's easy to control the game and the future of the game by doing it themselves. It's easy to control if the people say the market needs to be adjusted, they will be able to adjust it, you know. So, but yeah, there's Vanessa. I'll make a video on Vanessa, I guess, later. They just came out today, a little bit ago. But yeah, hope you guys have a good. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed my explanation of the game, running through the trailer. And if my explanation made it a little bit easier, because just looking at it, like if you're just looking at explosions going off, you're gonna be like, what? You know, like if you just look at this. If you just look at this, yeah, you're gonna be like, I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? Bing, bop, bop, bing, 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 bop, bing, 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 boom, he died. I don't know. You're like, whoa, you know what I mean? But then you look and you're like, what? Like, how do you just get hit for 1,067 and 1,153, 761 right here? Look, see, because there's a crit in there, and this attacks twice, and then something else happened. So, bing, bing, those are both from this, and then you have the 369 crit in there from something else. So that they just got hit for around like 2,400, 2,500. So he's just like, you kind of like, once you get the gist of things, you're like, oh, this now makes sense, you know. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day, and peace.